To survive a data disaster, you need a plan. You need a solution in place that gets you up and running fast, protects all your platforms and applications, and gives you the confidence that your data can be recovered. NetVault Backup is a cross-platform backup recovery solution that safeguards your data and applications in both physical and virtual environments. I'm Shad Nelson, a product manager for data protection solutions with Dell, and today I'm going to show you how easy it is to backup and restore data with NetVault Backup, the cross-platform data backup and recovery solution from Dell Software. NetVault Backup provides protection for a wide variety of platforms and applications, including most major operating systems and enterprise-level applications and databases. The product also provides easy installation and simple, reliable, ongoing operation. In fact, more than 60% of NetVault users say they spend less than 2 hours per week monitoring and managing NetVault Backup, a testament to the solution's overall ease of use and reliability. NetVault Backup's scalable architecture lets you start small, then scale up to protect large IT environments with petabytes worth of data. Flexible storage options also let you back up to disk, tape, and support a wide variety of network-attached storage devices, including those made by Dell and third-party vendors. Now, let's go to the demo so I can show you how it works. So now we're going to go through a backup and restore job. To do this, you click on Backup, and then define the system you want to backup data from. In this case, we'll just back up from the NetVault server. Click on File System. Under File System, we have a couple different options here. We can do fixed drives, removable drives, network shares, meaning a CIFS share or maybe an NFS share on Unix, and system state. We're just going to back up a couple files, so we'll do fixed drives. Keep expanding the tree. We'll go to Sales Data, and maybe we're just going to choose one of these to be backed up. In a real situation, you'd probably choose more than one file. Backup options. We can do full, incremental, differential. We can also do a restartable backup. This is important if you have a tape library, maybe with a limited amount of drives. You can take a particular drive and use it to do both a backup and restore at the same time. By restarting or putting a particular job on hold, you can do a restore at the same time. This is important because maybe a job might take a couple days to complete for a tape library, but being able to do a restore or a backup while that's occurring and not have to restore the job is actually very important. It will keep things on schedule. Speaking of schedule, we'll go to the Schedule tab. A couple different options here: immediate, once, repeating, or triggered. Most customers will choose repeating, and then they would choose days of week. We will choose Friday because in just this example, we'll assume this is a full. Most fulls will run on Friday or Saturday. And we'll give it a time, maybe 2,300 hours or 11 o'clock at night. A couple different options here. You can do job retries or job priority. The job retries says how many times this particular job will try and run again if there's a failure or some kind of an issue. Job priority says if you have multiple jobs running at the same time, certain ones will run first before the others. Going to the Target tab, we can specify the location that this backup will be sent to. In this case, we have a virtual tape library, a smart disk instance, and tape library attached to a filer. We're just going to write to the virtual tape library to show what it would look like, because that's most like what a physical tape library would work like as well. Down here, we can do group label. This sometimes is called tape pools. We can define if we want to reuse the media. Going to advanced options, we can give this backup job a backup life. By default, it shows with 5 days, weeks, or years, but you can change that to whatever you like. Additional options: encryption, deduplication, network compression. We can also verify after backup. A secondary copy is available. This is sometimes called disk to tape. So maybe someone wanted to write to a virtual tape library or a media hard drive storage location, then wanted to archive that off to tape as a secondary process. That's available. We can also run pre and post scripts before and after the backup job, and we can raise events. Most people will want to know maybe if a job has failed, we want to have a notification sent. Let's call this Job 1. And we will run it. By clicking on the stoplight, you will both save the job to the queue and submit it. Going to Job Management, we can see that that particular job is scheduled. We had this one scheduled to run at 11 p.m. on Fridays. So we're going to run it now. Backup's already completed. Under device management, unfortunately it was too quick, but this is the backup job it was written to, this particular tape. To confirm and do a restore of this data, let's walk through the same process but backwards. On restore, you simply click on the server the backup came from, the type of backup it was, in this case file system. Here's the job we just created. Double click down, and there's the file that we backed up. If we want to restore, we select that. We have a couple different options here. We can actually choose to rename the file, so you can call it whatever you want to on restore, or you can choose to relocate to. Typically what you'll want to do is call it like this. So they appear at the same place in the file system, and the user knows that this has been restored. You just give it an extension or addition to the file name. Hit OK. It's going to be renamed on restore. Restore options, a couple different options here that we can define. Source, if you had your backup going to a disk to tape solution, you want to say restore from your tape library rather than your media storage or hard drive storage, or you want to go the other direction. You want to restore from your virtual tape library media storage. Instead of doing the tape library, you can do that. In this case, I don't care. And also, we only go to the virtual tape library, so it wouldn't apply. We can restore to any target client we want to restore to. NetVault, this is the cross-platform functionality that NetVault's able to do. We could do a backup from your NetVault server, which might be, in this case, Windows, and restore it to a Linux or Unix system, or do the opposite, go from Linux or Unix to Windows. The only downside of doing this is you will lose metadata and ownership permission rights. But we're going to go back to the same one. Call this test restore. And then we're going to kick it off. It saves it and runs it. If we go to job management, we'll see that that particular one has already completed the restore. If we double click on it, we can see more information about it, what exactly happened. In this case, it says I moved this particular tape in and did the restore from it. And if we anything with an exclamation point, we can actually double click on that and find more information about it. In this case, 0 directories, 1 file. Now we should be able to go to that location, sales data, data sheets, and here's the restore I just completed. And that's it. In just a few minutes, I was able to back up data from our system, then restore it. Hopefully this demo has shown you how easy it is to use NetVault Backup. Thanks for watching.